What's up, y'all? Welcome to the On the Come Up podcast, where creative entrepreneurs share their come up journeys that turn their passions into success. I'm your host, Kimberly, so let's get started. What is up, guys? We are back with another episode. Today we are here with Stephanie McReynolds. She is an actor. What's up, Stephanie? How are you doing?
Good. I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So if I had Jalen on the podcast. His episode comes out soon, guys. Well, by the time you see this, it will be out already. But so he's like, hey, you should get Stephanie on. So then I saw your Instagram, and I was like, oh, she be working. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks. It's been so fun. Jalen's the best, so shout out to him.
Where are you originally from?
I was born and raised in Minneapolis, Minnesota, so way up north, and then I moved down to Dallas about 9 years ago already, which is crazy. Time flies.
Wow.
But
how did you end up in Dallas?
Well, I did gymnastics for the University of Minnesota, and that was kind of my entire life. And gymnastics is huge in the South, so Texas has some of the best gyms in the entire country, and I actually came down here to coach for one of the largest gyms in the whole nation, and I had so much fun doing that. So yeah, it brought me down here and did that for a little while, and now I'm transitioned to a different career, but absolutely loved it. So
what made you realize you wanted to pursue acting?
It was kind of natural for me, honestly. I never grew up being like, I have to be an actress, but movies were always kind of a safe place for me. Movies, TV, they were comforting to me. I think, I talk to a lot of actors on set, especially ones who do comedy and improv, and we all say the same thing. We had a partially traumatic childhood, and I think that's what makes us funny. So all respect to my parents, but we all have a story, and I think, using the trauma and the hard things I went through in life and just learning how to make people laugh, and honestly making myself laugh and making light of things that are really difficult is a gift. And so I think for me, acting and a little bit of modeling on the side, it just was fun, and I wanted to have fun. And movies meant so much to me when I was younger. They were really like the safe place where I could go and just escape whatever was going on in my life. And so to have the opportunity to do something like that now is what makes me love it.
I love that.
Yeah.
When did you actually start? Was it when you moved here?
No, actually. So I did modeling for a little while. Started that about 3 years ago. And then it naturally transitioned into acting about a year ago. So I'm honestly coming up on 1 year
Oh my goodness.
of acting more intensely, other than the dances I made up for my parents in my living room. And like I played an Oompa Loompa once in theater, when I was like a child. But acting for me really started about a year ago. And since then it's just gone crazy, which I'm very thankful for. But yeah, it's been a journey for sure.
Are you in acting classes, or did you take any acting classes?
I hadn't taken any. I actually started my first acting class just a couple weeks ago with local casting directors here in Dallas. And before that, I had gotten lucky, I think, with my first, paid legit acting job. I was cast through Michael Druck and got to do a Live Golf commercial. And with that on my resume, I think the other ones kind of happened naturally. And so for me, it was kind of luck. And then I kind of got that bug, and I was like, I have to be on set. I love this. It was so fun for me. So really, it's just kind of happened naturally after that. But now I'm taking film and TV classes and things like that. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, thank you.
People took me like 8 months to book my first job. That was like 5 years ago. But yeah, that's some people just like. It just kind of happens for them. But
it really did. Yeah. So I feel like, I was really thankful for that opportunity that just kind of fell in my lap. And after that, I wanted to take the responsibility to learn the craft, because I think so many people spend so much time perfecting their craft and working so hard and taking classes and doing their due diligence to do a good job with the jobs they get hired for. And for me, it happened the opposite way, where I got lucky. And then I was like, okay, if I want to do this, I need to put the work in, because I'm not about just getting lucky and showing up. At some point, luck can only take you so far. You have to do the work behind it. So I'm on that journey now.
What was your first acting job?
My first official paid acting job was actually for a law firm. I create social media content on the side of acting as well. And that was, I guess, the first time I was paid to be in front of a camera, was to be the spokesperson for this law firm and make, no offense, but kind of boring content exciting for the audience. And that was a really big challenge for me. So using humor and trends on TikTok and just having fun in front of the camera, that's how I learned to enjoy it. And then on the outside of that, on the acting side, it was just that Live Golf commercial about a year ago. So, yeah.
Oh, okay, wow. What do you think so far has been the hardest part of? I was like, well, I don't know if she's had a hard part yet.
Yeah, I would say outside of booking jobs, I think the hardest part for me is learning how to say no and be okay saying no. So I think the lie in our industry is that, oh, it's, you're working now, but you're going to hit a drought forever, and then it's going to be really slow for a year. And so it makes you want to say yes to every single offer. But I think too, that can get you in a place where you're saying yes to too many things and then not doing a good job with them because you're feeling stressed out or rushed. So I think it's, finding balance in the industry can be really difficult. You're an actor too. Like if you get an audition at 11 p.m. that's due at noon the next day, but you have to go to work the next morning, well, you're putting full face of makeup on at midnight and doing it, so, and you get that. So it's trying to learn what to say yes to and what to say no to make sure that you're making decisions that will help you in your entire career, not just the short term, so you don't get burnt out.
I know, that's literally so true. Like, I have a day job, but I don't wear makeup to my day job because I don't care.
I don't either.
Respectfully.
No, I know.
And then as soon as I get an audition, gotta put makeup on. It's 8 p.m., but I'm gonna take it off in 30 minutes.
Exactly. It's a grind. It's a grind. And so you want all those opportunities because you never know. Like, that might be the one that changes your life, or you might meet somebody on set. But also it's like, should I rest? Should I rest, or can this happen tomorrow, or should I say no? So I think the hard part is like finding the balance between saying yes and saying no and what matters right now,
Right.
Yeah.
I love that. What do you think makes an actor stand out in auditions today?
It's a good question. I would say, the cliche answer is be yourself and take risks, which I think is important, but it's also understanding what you're auditioning for. If you're auditioning for a day player role, your character is not going to have this big backstory to go and digest and then bring through the camera. Sometimes it's literally, the line is like, kid, get your shoes on. And that's really all it needs to be, So it's like, I think understanding your scene is really important. And I think to casting directors, knowing what you're auditioning for can read through the camera really, really well. So I think it's a balance between taking risks if you do get an audition for a bigger role and really making it your own, but also knowing when to just say the line. I think, that stands out in a sea of actors who are all trying to be extra and do their own thing and make it this wild audition, which sometimes can work, but sometimes just doing the job is what they want. Yeah. Do you have a specific like ritual or something you do before your auditions, or you just like, pep talk yourself? I really have fun with auditions. I think something that helps me is, understanding and learning the lines. Memorization is really important so you can be free in the scene, but just having fun with it. Like sometimes I'll say sort of what the lines read, but I'll just kind of get the zoomies and like create my own character and persona around it if the character, needs something like that. So I like to have fun. I think, we can take ourselves really seriously because we want the job, but the only reason we're doing this is to have fun. And I think we have to remember that going into auditions. So making light of it, performing to my dog, performing to my husband, like just having fun with the whole process is what gets me in the mood to really make sure that my eyes read through the camera, that I'm passionate about what I'm doing, because they can read, can read through. If you're a dead wall behind there, they're going to be like, next, they have 100 more to watch. So really bringing yourself into it.
Does your husband help you out with your auditions? Like, is he your reader?
Poor guy. He's my reader for everything. Trey, I love you so much. And he's the most monotone person I've ever met in my life. Again, I love him. But acting's not his thing. So he sits, and he'll do it with me over and over. And, man, he's so patient. So I really appreciate him. Because without a reader, it's impossible to do what we do unless you're calling your Aunt Carol at 11 p.m. like, hey, can you read this with me? So, yeah, he reads with me. It's great.
I know sometimes I'm my own reader. Like I record, I have off my laptop, play it.
Yes.
And I was like, well, I don't have anybody. I live by
Girl,
myself.
Girl, call me. I will help you.
I was like, I live by myself, and I'm not gonna, bother my neighbor upstairs. Yeah. Nobody wants to mess with that. And then so I'm just like, guess I'm gotta,
That's how I
time
feel
it
when
and do it myself.
Exactly. And you're like counting the beats, and then you're like pausing.
Yes,
it's so hard. So, man, props to you, because it's like really difficult. If you ever need a reader, just shoot me a text. I got you.
Thank you. What keeps you motivated during slow seasons? Have you experienced like slow months?
I haven't experienced super slow months, but I have had a couple heartbreaking, non-bookings. I think that really got to me. So I'm aware that I'm blessed that I've been working as much as I have, as quick as I have. So I won't pretend to be like, oh, it's so hard. It's not. I'm really enjoying myself, but I have had a couple of heartbreaking roles that I've lost, and that's very hard. So I think what keeps me grounded and just steady in my mind when that has happened is really just understanding that it may not be necessarily my specific audition. When you lose a role, it could be because you're the wrong shade of blonde, or the other people that they hired don't mesh with your height or whatever. So I think, reflecting on your performance and really trying to learn from it, while also understanding that casting is so out of our control. It really is so out of our control. We have no idea why some people book and some people don't. And me as a person, I think I know who I am outside of acting, and I'm really confident in myself just as a person. And I think that's why I can handle the no's, and they don't keep me down. I let myself grieve for a day. We'll go get some chips and queso and cry about it for a second. But at the end of the day, I'm doing this because I'm having fun, and the next audition will come and I'll have a good time with that. So it's like giving myself time to breathe, grieve it, and then move on quickly and just keep my eyes forward.
So when you audition, do you dwell on it afterwards?
No. Set it and forget it. If I could say anything, forget about the auditions as soon as you turn them in, because honestly, likely you're probably not going to book it. And if you do, great. But if I dwell on every single one and I'm like, oh, I should have done my eyebrow this way, or like flipped my hair a different way, it's just going to eat you. It's just going to eat you. And we don't have time for that, right? Because we're in the creative space. So it's like creativity comes in a moment and you act on it, and then that's it. Let it be. And if they like it, great. And if not, great.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Because yesterday I did like 5 auditions, and then as soon as I turned them in, I got another one.
Yes.
That I still have to do, and I was like, okay, like I already
for
forgot
you.
about the last 5
Exactly.
I just did.
Girl, turn it in and then close the tab, because you're not, you're probably not going to hear, and it is what it is. And if you're happy with your performance, that's really all that matters.
But it's also, they're noticing you, or like us as an actor, and so I'm getting the same kind of like auditions from the same casting directors.
Yes, great sign.
And so I was like, okay, so they're noticing me.
Absolutely.
It's just not the right time yet.
Yeah, and they're calling you back for roles because they think you might be a fit for that. It's huge.
So I think that's like success in itself.
Absolutely is. Yeah, I would say like building relationships is success in this industry, not necessarily the roles you book. Because if you get on a set and say you're working with a huge crew and the PA and the second AD, you're nice to them and you build relationships with them, well, guess what? Maybe they're going to be a director, And two, like, how we treat people is so important in this industry. Like, it really is so important because everybody is doing their own specific job for the product. If you're on a TV show or a film, there's 100 people there doing something essential. Every single person has an essential job. So we have to remember that too, doing this industry.
Yes. What's a role you would love to play that you haven't yet?
Oh, man. I got a little taste of doing my own stunts for a film, and I loved that. So I would say like my dream role, entity would be to break into the Marvel universe someday. Like, how amazing would that be to be able to just go have fun and be a badass and like kill it on screen? I think that would be so much fun. So a role like that. Yeah.
So you have your gymnastics under your special skills.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's so like you're such a badass, because I was like, what special skills do I have?
Girl, no. It's fun. I would say like, yeah, I think gymnastics itself has given me a lot of tools to be able to handle this industry. It's very similar. And you asked me what my first acting job was, which I told you, but honestly, I think it was just being a gymnast, because you have to act all the time. In your gym, you have to act like you're not in pain. You have to act confident even though you're scared so bad. Like, you just have to be, there's no room for any doubt. And they can see it. The judges can see it. So I think, too, going into acting was a really easy transition, because I'm like, oh, I remember what this adrenaline feels like. And all these people are waiting on me to deliver this line and this tear at the exact right moment. Well, guess what? I can do it because I've done gymnastics my whole life. So it's like this confidence thing. So I have a lot of fun with that.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
How do you balance the business side of acting with the creative side?
Acting is like 80% business and 20% skill. It really is. We are our own product and our own business. And right now I'm unrepresented. I had a modeling agent, and then no longer I'm with them, and I'm on my own now. And so I'm the one who book my jobs. I'm the one who follows up with casting and turns my auditions in quickly. And we have to take responsibility for our craft, whether that's taking acting classes or learning how to edit auditions quickly and turn them in. Business is such a huge part of it, and it's kind of sales. We're selling a character. So understanding like the sales mindset and the business mindset, I think truly help us become better actors.
So are you currently looking for an agent? Or?
I am, yeah. I've been playing around with the idea of it. It's hard to know which, because agents, every agency is different, and every agency has, different parameters and different rules and things like that. So I think it's finding the one that fits where you are as an actor, and then also one who's going to push you to go further and be better. So currently looking, trying to figure out where I want to go with that. Right now I'm blessed to be busy, so I don't feel like the sense of urgency that I have to go find one now and get more work. I feel really fulfilled with what I'm doing. And like I said too, I have a lot to learn, and I don't want to rush things too quickly if I'm not prepared to take that next step.
How do you self-submit? Are you on Actors Access, Backstage, or what are you using? Actors
Access, Backstage, and casting networks are my main three. Then I also do Facebook groups too. Like, don't sleep on the DFW casting.
That's what everybody
Facebook.
says. Yeah.
There are some huge jobs on there that I've gotten, and I'm like, how is this a Facebook post? But really, I mean, yeah, you just always be careful though, because you never know. Like, I always bring a buddy to set if I can, if I'm like the only talent for the day, because people 2026, we just never know. But yeah, I've had a lot of luck with those casting networks. Yep.
Oh, really? So you're paying, right? Are you paying for casting?
Yeah, I pay for the memberships for those networks and everything so that I can submit as many as possible. And I think that's a huge part of it too, potentially, is like I submit as quickly as I can. And then if I get an audition, I do not wait till the last day. I've asked casting directors on set, the ones I trust, I'm like, can you tell me why? Like, not in like a self-deprecating way, but could you tell me why you booked me sincerely? Because I'm new to this, I'm trying to learn. And they're like, you were the first blonde girl we saw, and we liked you, so we just booked you. We didn't wait for the other auditions. And I was like,
oh, wow.
Because they say, oh, you have until Tuesday night at 9 p.m. But they're like, yeah, no, if we find what we want in the first 2 days, we're just going to book them. And that may not be every casting director, but the one I spoke with was like, yeah, don't wait.
Yeah, I literally had 2 of them that said, don't write the deadline.
Yes.
And they give you like 4 days to do it, right? So you think you're like, oh, I'm good. But on there it says not to write the deadline.
Dude, yeah, I know. Yeah. And two, it's hard. Like if you're working on set and you have like 16-hour days, 3 days in a row or whatever it is, you're like, when am I going to do this? Like I've turned auditions in the handicap stall where I can set up my phone in the bathroom with the echo. And I'm like, hello, I'm on set right now in a bathroom, and somebody's like flushing the toilet, and I'm like, do you want it early or do you want quality?
But at least they know you're like working, so yes. I think that's a plus in
I think
itself.
That's a plus too. But I'm like, I'm sorry for the flush in the background.
That's actually funny. Do you have a whole like audition setup at home?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. And part of that is, I still make content for a law firm, and that's like a full-time UGC gig where I'm constantly doing that from my house and everything. So that helps too. I've already have that set up. But yeah, it's convenient. It's a little space we have in an office, and just nail them out.
How did you like learn about? Did you do any research before, like when you wanted to do the acting?
Yes. I did a lot. I know AI is controversial, but when I started acting, I asked ChatGPT, I was like, if I were a brand new actor, what would be my first steps? So I think it's helpful for stuff like that. It's Google times infinity. And I was like, what steps should I take? And it literally was like, sign up for these casting networks and Actors Access and Backstage. So I signed up for those. And then really that was the end of it there. And then I just started applying for jobs. And asking other actors who I knew. I go to a church where there's a lot of creatives, and a lot of them are actors. And I was like, how did you guys get started in this? And like, what steps did you take? And they were really helpful. So I think finding a mentor is key too to setting yourself up for success.
Honestly, I wish I had ChatGPT when I started acting because I went into it like blindly.
Yeah.
Because I started modeling first.
Right.
And that was my thing.
It's a lot of people's journey.
And then somehow I was like, okay, let me dip my toes into acting. Yeah. But I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's scary. I remember getting onto my first set, and imposter syndrome is very real, and all these people had been on set forever, and I was like, oh my god. I like walked into the trailer, it's like, hi, I'm Stephanie, and they're like, okay. Because you just kind of walk in and sit and you wait till somebody tells you what to do. Second AD comes to find you, but I didn't know that, so I was like trying to find people. It's like, I'm here, like it was just, yeah. We all go through it though. You got to start somewhere and make a fool of yourself, and then have a very short-term memory. You got to just learn how to be embarrassed and move on quickly in this industry. So,
do you usually see most of your projects? Have you?
Never. I have seen some, like the film and everything, but as far as commercials go, they don't send them to you. So I never see what I'm in unless I see it in the wild, when I'm sitting at a restaurant. I'm like, wait, that's me, like trying to catch it on video. Or like somebody will tag me in a story and they'll be like, hey, Steph. But other than that, no. Do you see yours?
I've only seen like the print. Like I've seen my Crunch Fitness. I've seen my Smoothie King, right?
Yes.
But I did one like 2 weeks ago, and he's like, it's industrial. I was like, okay, so I won't see it.
No, ever. Yeah, ever.
I was like, that sucks.
I think that's so funny. Like, that was something new for me. I didn't realize when you're in it, everyone, my family, of course, like, send me your commercial. And I'm like, I haven't seen it. I don't even know where to find it. Like, I would not even know who to ask to get that unless
I
you
used
see
to, like,
it.
Obsess over finding it, and then at this point I'm like, whatever.
I know.
If I see it, I see it. If I don't, I don't.
I know.
But it would be nice to, but...
Yep. I want to add it to my acting reel, to send to others. And I've asked before, I'm like, could I get like the raw footage or anything, I won't share it, I promise, on social media, but it is what it is. It's their product anyway. And we're just the vessel.
What kind of impact do you hope to have as an actor in years to come?
I would say it's really, as cliche as it sounds, I really feel like inspiring people to be themselves is unique in this industry, and with the way our world is right now, I feel like it's important to find humor and humility. So I would say that, as well as how I treat people on set. I want to be remembered for being friends with the PA and like treating the sound guy like he's a human being. You know what I mean? Like those things go a really long way.
Right.
And people just want to feel loved. People just want to feel seen in any industry, especially this one. And if we're lucky enough to have any sort of platform, whether that's a small indie film or the Marvel universe one day, it's like, are you a nice person? And do you care about the people around you? Do you see the people around you? And how are you impacting their lives? Because it's one thing to be a star and be in the front, first on the call sheet and whatever. That's all fun and dandy, but at the end of the day, it's like, who did you talk to? Like, is their life better because you walked into it? So not necessarily outward acting, but I would say like behind the scenes, that's what I really care more about. And I've had some amazing conversations with people on sets that have changed my life, and I hope I've inspired and at least uplifted them too with the short time that we have on a commercial set day. But those things really matter to me. They really do. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, is because, I think I was born with like a little bit of talent and humor, but also it's my responsibility to do good with that and not just receive from people around me, but just to also give back. So
I love that. Who do you think reminds you like of an actor? Like who would you say you're most likely, like,
acting wise?
Yes.
Okay, I've gotten Anya Taylor-Joy before, and I've gotten who's her name, Katherine Heigl. Everyone's like, you're a mix between those two. I don't know if it's like the blonde hair, brown eye situation, but I'd say I'm most related to those two characters. But I've not done really anything that they've done, so I don't know. But I would say looks wise, maybe that's like who I'm most related to.
Okay. Do you agree?
I don't know. It's hard to like, when you have like face blindness, you're like, you look like this person. And I'm like, I don't see it. But yeah, a little bit maybe. I've gotten cast a lot lately as like the evil murderer one. So I think I can do like those crazy eyes, but that's about it.
Yeah. Would you say you're more like bubbly, like commercial, or do you think you're more like on edge, like what you just described?
If I could choose one to do the rest of my life, it would be the edgy characters for film.
Same.
Commercials, so fun. And like, commercials where the money's at. So like those opportunities are great. But I have so much fun with the dark, like mysterious storyline characters that you get to build and learn. And it's, to me, that's like this very fun activity to like build a character. Commercial's fun too. I love it. You know, it's quick, it's easy work, and it's, you know, there's a lot of different characters you can play within that. But yeah, I like the like murdery, like, I don't know. It's just, it's fun for me to like go into that world and explore characters like that.
Yeah, I like more on the serious side.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I don't know, it's just easier to make my RBF because I already have one.
Yeah.
But
you're
it's
like, this is, I'm not even acting.
Yeah, I was just like, I want to do something like, you know, on that end of the spectrum.
Totally. Yeah. It's like, it's fun to go and play. It's literally playing dress up. And like, I don't know. It's just the coolest thing ever. And yeah, so I would agree. But I feel like people would think I'm more of the happy-go-lucky commercial girl, but I like the opposite. It's more fun.
Yeah, because you give more like happy, bubbly.
Yeah. Could do both.
It's the blonde, probably.
It's the blonde. I'm like, don't be fooled. I get it dyed, okay?
Are you a natural blonde?
I'm a natural blonde, but it's like dirty blonde. And I don't know. My headshots the first time were like with bright blonde, and I was like, well, I'll stay like that because so far they're working for me. So.
Right. That's always interesting to me. Like,
yeah.
it's like, I feel like I can't change my hair.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, I have to look like my headshot.
That's the thing. It's like, and blondes get it. If you're blonde, you know. But when I got my headshots done, I had no root at all. So anytime I get cast, I'm like, I gotta get my roots touched up because, you know, they grow out into like dirtier blonde, which is fine a little bit, but it's expensive to be blonde. Let me tell you.
I want to ask you, I saw your tattoo on the side. So I have one.
You do?
On the same spot. Does that like conflicts with booking an acting job?
I'll be careful with how I say this. Yes and no. I think in part, you know, with what it says Psalms 23 and I love Jesus. And sometimes, you know, like I feel like the creative space, you want to keep your personal life sometimes out of it, just depending on who you're working with and everything. It's the same with politics. Like you don't walk onto a set and be like, this is what I believe and everything. Like it's not about that. It's about the character and about the show and about the performance and everything, right? So I think with what it says, sometimes, but you just never know. But as far as like placement and everything, I normally keep it covered, honestly.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Do you cover it with makeup?
I do cover it with makeup, yes. Because if they say no tattoos and you know you do your hand slate, I cover it, or I'll just wear a long sleeve. And if I get cast in it, I'll always tell them like, hey, I have a small like forearm tattoo. It can be covered with airbrush or whatever. But yeah, it's fine. It's not too bad.
Yeah, definitely. I'd be wearing the hell out of my blue jean jackets.
Yup. I got this like, you know, those like long sleeves from Amazon. I have like a bunch of those. And I just like cycle through them because I'm like, my hands are pretty, but don't look at my wrists, you know.
Same. I'm like, dang it.
Yeah.
Because when I got this tattoo, girl, I got it like, what, 10 years ago?
Yeah. I got mine 10 years ago too. And I'm like, do I regret it? No, because I love it. I love this Bible verse. But also, I didn't know I was going to be an actor. And they're always like, no tattoos. And I'm like, well, I'm still going to audition anyway.
I know. My dad warned me, don't get any tattoos below your elbows.
We really should have listened.
I didn't listen.
We should have listened to our parents.
Listen
don't
to
get
your
a
parents,
tattoo.
guys. At least not
they
like
really, yeah.
below the forearms is what they were mostly
get like
worried
a
about.
tiny invisible one like right here. Very small. But don't get one right here, man. It just, yeah. But I cover mine normally.
Yeah. I'm going to have to learn how to do that.
Yeah. I'll send you the link to this makeup. It's like this really heavy concealer, and I just dab it on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that sometimes
I think it does.
hinders me.
I think it does. Some I feel like don't care, and some really care, you know? But like I've done commercials, and this is, I don't know, it's probably semi my fault, but like mid-scene, they noticed I had a tattoo. And it was for a company who no tattoos allowed, really. And so like mid-scene, we had to cut, and I had to go to the makeup artist, and they had to like cover it really fast and everything, and I had to redo what I had already done, which wasn't a lot. But like for stuff like that, you want to be professional, even though I'm pretty sure I had told them I had one. But when the client's there watching, you know, sometimes the clients are in the room just kind of like hanging out, seeing how the product is going. And yeah, they were like, we need to cover that. I was like, okay, sorry.
Yeah, I did. This was like a long time ago. I did background for a Bud Light commercial.
Yeah.
And it was in the summer, right? So they had us in like
summer stuff.
Yeah. I kid you not. They covered every single tattoo for the background actors. And I was just like, y'all ain't gonna see me.
I know. Well, don't they have to have like, Now when I do auditions, they're like, if you have tattoos, fine, but you have to have written permission from your tattoo artist that they can, you know, have IP on it. And I was like, Jesus? So I'm like, do I need to ask God? Like, I don't know how to get permission from, I don't know.
You're like,
it's the Bible. Like, I don't know.
I don't remember who did half of my tattoos.
Yeah. I'm like,
yeah, and it was years ago.
Yeah, I think I got mine done in Connecticut when I was in college on like a summer vacation. And I was like, I don't know.
But I thought that was so funny. I was just like, okay.
Yeah, so random. But, you know.
So, we're going to play a little This or That Acting Edition.
Okay.
Script or improv?
Improv.
Commercial or TV film?
TV film.
Playing someone like you or someone completely opposite?
Completely opposite.
Early call times or late night shoots?
Early, please. Don't make me stay up past 11 p.m. Ooh, I'm a grandma and I will have eye bags. It's bad.
Have you ever done an overnight shoot?
Yes, many. Mm-hmm. You know what? There's this energy drink called Georgia. I don't know. It's from Sprouts. The mango flavor keeps me going on overnight shoots, I will say. It's delicious.
I've heard of it. They have it on Amazon too.
So, do they?
They're like different colors, right?
Yeah. Cutest branding ever, by the way. But that's the only way I can survive an overnight shoot. Yeah. Yep.
Have you done a shoot outside of Texas?
No, not a paid shoot outside of Texas. No, just here. Yeah. Texas, there's a lot of work here right now.
There is.
So, yeah.
Yeah, they were filming this week downtown for Lioness.
Yep.
They had all the streets closed, and I was like, yeah, I should be there.
You're like, that's my role.
It was so cool, though, just looking at it, because it's like, you know,
yes,
it's what we do. And so I just find it so intriguing.
It really is, and so many like shows are coming this way, so yes. It's going to be busy for all of us.
We're coming. We're on the come up, literally.
We're on the come up, and it's happening.
All right, Stephanie, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your journey. I appreciate you.
It was so much fun.
Hopefully we get to be on set together soon.
Yes, very soon. Keep up the good work. I appreciate you having me.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Killing it out there. Let everybody know where they can find you.
You can follow my Instagram, Steph_McReynolds.
All right, you guys. We will see y'all in 2 weeks. YouTube fam, don't forget to subscribe, like.
Yes. Thank you.
Here at Room to Speak Studios, we offer a professional, ready-to-record podcast experience. So last week, we explored a new city just for the experience.
And the stories we brought back, they are too good not to share.
Create something people remember.
I wonder what would happen if I just kept my head down and I pushed all the way through. Exactly. Like, sometimes it can be a little bit impossible at first, but you know, if you keep going, you'll get it.
That's true. How is she supposed to make your dreams happen if you don't go after them?
Our team is here to help you take your podcast to the next level.
Everything is ready so you can focus on what you do best, podcasting.
Your mic, your story, your room to speak.